Hi everyone. Today we're going to try to mess around with Putty a little bit and some of the settings and make it a little more user-friendly. So I'm going to launch Putty. I've gone right to here, double-click on it, 64-bit version. The host name for this, again, we're logging on to janice.d.umn.edu. And I'm going to open that up. Now here's the deal with Putty. When you log in, you type in your username, you type in your password, and you're on. But what you're looking at is a black box with a bunch of tiny little white font. And it's bad enough on my desktop here, but people that, especially if you've got a laptop, oh man, you can hardly read this little thing. So we're going to try to make some changes to Putty so that we don't have to worry about this. In fact, oftentimes what I do, if I'm going to do this in class, is that I would make a bunch of big changes. I would make the fonts bigger. Instead of having a black background, I make a white background. And so we're going to do some of that today and just kind of mess around with it. So the X over here, I'm going to close it. Yeah, let's close this. And let's open another session. And this time let's try to make some changes to the settings and save those changes. So double click on Putty. All right, so my host name is janice.d.umn.edu. Now, this is a pain to have to type this in all the time. What I could do is make a session, and so you see it says saved sessions here. I'm going to call this Janice. And I'm going to save that. And that will save everything that I've done in this particular version of Putty. And all I've really done is I've given it that host name. But I've saved it now. If I open up the session, yeah, it'll get me there like always. Uh-oh, I screwed up my password. There we go. It'll get me there like always. But here's the deal, and this is pretty cool. I'm going to kill it. Next time I go to open Putty, notice that down below I have a saved session. That saved all the stuff I did last time. And if I load it, boom! That's got me onto Janice up here. I didn't have to type that in. So all I do is click open and I'm good to go. Okay. All right, let's keep going here and killing that. Let's make some more changes to this. So I'll open Putty again. I want my settings for Janice. Let's load that. Now let's add some new features to Janice. Let's go over to Appearance. I don't like that itty-bitty little font. It's set to a Courier 10-point font. You can see that right down there. Let's change the font. I want it, Courier's okay, that's good, but let's make it like, yeah, 16-point font. That looks good. I can make it bold if I want. Oh, that looks not so good. Okay, but there we go. I've got a 16-point font. Great. Once I've made that change, then what you should do is go back to your sessions that you've had and save the one that you're on. You're already in Janice. Save what you're doing. And you've changed the font now. You've made a change in the setting. If I log on, my font is larger. Way larger. It's my 16-point stuff. Okay, that's neat. And that's how you make changes. So I'm going to kill Putty again and launch another session, and let's make some more changes. Again, remember, you've got to pick the session you want and load it. Boom. Now it's all set to go. Now I changed the appearance last time. I'm not big on the color thing. So what I want to do in this case is everything that was in the foreground, which means that's the text, the letters, I want to change that to black. It's white right now. And the background that was black, I want to change that to white. Okay, let's see how you do that. So I'm clicking here on the default foreground color, and it gives me a certain amount of red, green, and blue. We don't have to go into all the heavy-duty stuff here about color codes, but here's what you should know. Red, green, and blue are lights. If you shine red, green, and blue, if you shine all the various colors of lights together, you get white light. So I want to make these as strong as I can if I want white, and as low as possible if I want black. So I'm going to turn them all off. I don't want any red, green, or blue light in the foreground. I just want the foreground to be black. What if it's bold? Turn them all off. What about the background color? Aha! The background color, I want that to be white. So I want that to be full on. Red, green, and blue. Show all the lights at once. The largest number I can put here is 255. So I'm going to do that. Someday I'll explain where this all comes from. But for now, there we go. And same thing here for the bold background. Okay. So now what you can see is my foreground colors are black. I don't have any red, green, or blue at all. There's no light shining there. They're just black. And the background colors are going to be white. They're going to be full on, turn all the lights on. Okay. Well, that looks a little odd. You don't have to click modify or anything else or open for now. But what you should do once you've made those changes is go to session. You're in Janus. Click save. That will save the changes you made. And now give it a try. This should be interesting. Now my background is white. And my text is black. This is way easier to see. There. Also, if you print stuff, you're printing a white background, not a black background, which would run out your ink, your black ink pretty fast. So this is cool. I've got what I want. If I type my commands now, ls, it's easy to see them. If I log out, it's easy to see that. Cool. So you can change those settings pretty easily. And just like I changed the color settings for the foreground and the background, so that the foreground was black and the background was white, I could make the changes for everything else too. There's black. Okay, that's already set to black, but maybe I want to change other things. Maybe I don't want anything to show up as red. If it's text and they're going to make it red, I don't want that. Okay, so I could say, well, just make that black. If it's all these things, anything, any color that might show up for text, if I don't want it to be red or green or whatever this is, I'll just make it black. And you can do that. And so I commonly do that for most of the colors here, just because the color codes don't necessarily mean anything. They can be annoying. We haven't seen any of them so far, but you will. Occasionally you'll see weird, coloring of your text that happens in this particular format. And I can just get rid of all that pretty easily at the beginning. Let's just turn all these other colors into black. Any more left? Oh, a couple more. And about the only one I don't want to turn into black, of course, is the white. Let's just leave white as white. They've set it to 187. If I want to make it really white and crank it up all the way, I can change those to 255. Okay. But that's good. I mean, I think we've done everything we need to do. Again, go to Session, save it, and then you're good to go. When you open up your Putty next time and log on to Janus, you can be assured that you're going to get something that's more customized to what you want. So that's how to customize Putty. And then that's about all we need to know about the software that logs you on to our system. From now on, we're going to use that. We're going to log on, and we are going to write some programs and do programming. And so all of this is kind of a nice setup feature to get us ready to go for our programming later on. So that's it for that little tutorial, and we'll start to talk more about programming as we get into the next couple of videos. So thanks for watching.